Welcome to the 292nd commencement ceremony of Bowling Green State University. Please rise and join us in honoring the August 2018 graduates. Our processional will feature Sounds of the Centennial, written by BGSU alumnus Ryan Nolan. Captain Nolan is the Assistant Director of the President's own United States Marine Band. Let the ceremony begin.
Hello and welcome to Bowling Green State University's 292nd commencement ceremony. I'll be one of your hosts today, Danielle Partner.
And I'm Jackie Nelson, and it's nice to have everybody here with us today. It's absolutely beautiful morning in Bowling Green.
Yeah, we're coming to you live from the lawn of University Hall for the first time since 2015, so it's great to have beautiful weather on this August day.
I mean, how lucky,
and
right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So today we're actually going to be graduating 942 individuals.
Wow.
364 degrees by the Graduate College, 72 international students from 18 countries, and 85 students are receiving honors.
Well, and just as a heads up as well, addressing the graduating class today will be Ohio Senator Randy Gardner from Bowling Green, who received his Bachelor's of Science in Education and his Master's of Arts in Political Science from the university. Gardner is the Senate Majority Leader for the state of Ohio and has served Northwest Ohio in the General Assembly for nearly 33 years. And I actually had the pleasure to get to know Randy and work with him a little bit while I was a student. So it's great to have him join us today. He's very involved on campus, working with the President's Leadership Academy and various student groups. So it's great to see him share some remarks and words of wisdom with our students today.
Well, that's interesting that you got to work with them.
Yeah.
Do you know that how old the youngest graduate is today?
No.
17.
17. Okay. Well,
the
that's
oldest
great.
Is 67.
You're never too old to keep learning, right?
You know, I'm still doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. Your master's program.
Master's in Strategic Communications. Next May, I won't be able to do this gig because
you'll be out there with. Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll be out on the lawn again in May.
That would be beautiful.
Absolutely. So today, like Jackie said, we have 942 degrees being conferred. But actually, a fun fact is in 1915, during the first commencement ceremony, only 35 degrees were conferred. So we've grown quite a bit.
Just
a little bit. So that's great, though. And there were 304 students in the first class of future educators enrolled in the Bowling Green Normal College.
Such an interesting name, Bowling Green
Normal College, yes.
Today, there are more than 20,000 students, like you mentioned, at two campuses and online.
Yeah.
We have our e-campus, and we also have Firelands.
Firelands over in the Huron, Ohio area.
That's right.
Near Cedar Point.
Near Cedar Point, that's correct.
So we know that many of you have traveled very long distances to be with us on campus today, and because we know that because students enroll in BGSU from all 50 states and across the globe. Nearly 15% of our students are from outside the state of Ohio, and hundreds are from other nations, which is really exciting for us.
And, I think we all started to say, a few prayers about the weather.
Yeah.
When we knew we were going to try to do this again. And I mean, it couldn't be nicer, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely.
It couldn't be prettier.
And I just want to point out for those of you watching the live stream right now, one of the fun things to be a part of at commencement is just walking around and seeing the caps that are decorated.
Yes.
Right, you get some really creative people making some funny graduation caps, to say the least.
And we get to sit and look at them here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And point them out.
So BGSU was named a #1 public university for student engagement by the Wall Street Journal, which is truly an amazing recognition when we think about our daily life with faculty, staff, administration, and whatnot here on this campus. Just the ability to really highlight all the great things that students are able to experience It's exciting stuff.
Yeah, it is. And, speaking of exciting, is we've got this new College of Business.
Yeah, the new
building
Maurer
being-
Center to our
Yes.
right. Well, to your left.
It will be to our right.
Yeah, so...
and I think it's fall of 2020?
Yeah, fall of 2020, we're scheduled to have the ribbon cutting ceremony, and actually this homecoming in October, we are doing the groundbreaking. So that's going to be just truly an amazing event to be able to start
I can't
construction.
even wait to see how this transforms, the campus again.
Yeah.
We've had so much going on here on campus, obviously. We're in front of University Hall, which was recently renovated and beautiful.
Yeah.
And
New
Mosley.
Mosley Hall with state-of-the-art science labs, and then also across the lawn here we've got the Michael and Sarah Colleen Center for the School of Media and Communications. And I know you work in that building pretty regularly because
I
the
do.
technology is unmatched. So
It is.
and
that's where all the student designers.
Sure.
Yeah. So,
I don't blame them there.
I'm in marketing communications, so I'm a communications manager here. And I've been on campus for 7 years, I guess, now.
Yeah. Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, and we work very closely together. I worked with you as a student,
Yeah.
and now I'm working with you as a colleague, and we
Jackie and I work together through our student affairs work. I work in the alumni and development office here on campus, and one of the areas that I work with is student affairs, and you're the communications manager for the division. So when we talked earlier about student engagement, I think Jackie and I see that firsthand every day, working with students who are involved in one of the 300 student organizations, our spirit groups, cheer and dance, scholarship programs. It's amazing.
all the things that make the difference.
Yeah.
Really, it makes a BGSU experience your own by
Yeah.
having that, in the classroom, out of the classroom, involvement in the community. And speaking of community, Bowling Green has been named one of America's best college towns.
I know this is one of your favorites.
It is
yeah.
one of my favorites because really, to me, it's always been the coolest college town.
Yeah, Bowling Green is the quintessential college town, right? So we're here in August, so the students are not back yet, and so just being able to drive through downtown Bowling Green, it feels like a small town, like the university is just in another world. But truly, when the students come back, it feels like a whole new world.
It does, and it's a community on campus, but it's also spills out into
Yep.
the actual downtown area and comes alive.
And I think that we're lucky to have such a great relationship with city leadership, right, and the community members and whatnot who are just so willing to let our students take those internships, get involved, do service projects, come, and then have the community come onto campus for our events to celebrate things happening here, to be a part of our athletics programs. So it's great.
You mentioned service learning, and you and I talk about this quite a bit.
Yeah.
But it's such an important aspect of being a BGSU student, and kind of an unbelievable figure. Last year, nearly 9,000 BGSU students actually were out in the community
that amazing?
doing service,
Yeah.
which is just incredible if you think about it. And Dance Marathon.
Yes.
You
Yep.
know a lot about that,
Yeah.
but we've been doing that for how many years now?
Oh, gee,
Since
since 1995.
Yeah.
So that isn't, and it's Bowling Green. I actually learned this when I was a student here. Bowling Green is one of the first campuses to bring Dance Marathon, which is now Ziggy-thon, but bring
Right.
Dance Marathon to their college campus, and now we see it at so many campuses. So it's really great to be a leader in something so great as Children's
and we've
Miracle
raised
Network.
more than $4 million.
$4 million. Wow.
Really, for the Children's
That's
Miracle
great.
Network. I mean, it's just and have you ever been to one of those events?
Oh yeah, it's
I
a
know.
fun time.
It is. It is really fun, and those
Yep.
kids come back that their lives have changed and their families, and it's amazing.
Yeah, so just a quick recap of some of the other changes for those alumni or friends who might be listening. The demolition of Harshman is currently going on. The building is down, so they are working on landscaping right now. So Harshman, one of our historic residence halls here on campus that kind of greets you, if you will, from I-75 coming into Bowling Green, is now down, and we see that green space today. So truly a lot of changes going on. But
it just never ends.
Absolutely.
And I mean, being in student affairs, we know we moved a bunch of offices this
Yeah.
summer and are moving new people into new spaces and
Yep.
working on signage and fresh programming and all that
Fun.
fun stuff.
Yeah.
That it's been kind of a crazy time of year for all of us trying to get ready for the students to come back. but
Students,
it's
the
exciting.
first day of classes is, I believe, the 27th here on campus. So I think we're all ready, but we are all just trying to prepare.
We're trying to prepare. We have 3 weeks. 3
Yeah,
weeks.
absolutely.
But you know what? I actually finished my master's class yesterday. I turned in my paper.
Well, here we
Yay.
go.
So I actually have 3 weeks off from
Hey,
that.
good
so
for
that'll
you.
be amazing.
Okay.
I don't know what I'll do with myself.
So you need to share some words of wisdom for those graduating today, right, in your master's program and whatnot.
You know,
so.
here's the thing that's very, very different, and it was different when I was here. As an undergrad. Now we have what we call the Falcon, internship guarantee,
Yes.
and that is what is a changer,
Yeah.
I think, for students, because when we graduated, we didn't really know. We had a degree, we weren't really sure what to do.
Yeah.
Now these kids are guaranteed an internship or a co-op, some real hands-on experience. So,
experiential learning in their field, and I think that.
and look what you did. I mean, I know working with you as a student, you were so involved.
Yeah,
right?
and those opportunities truly, they open doors professionally and personally, but I think that you're able to look back at your time here as a student and be proud of the stuff that you were able to accomplish, whether
Right.
that's in the classroom, out across campus in an organization, or in a professional at a company, right?
Right.
Through an internship, being able to make that difference.
And so I think that's what I've noticed, working with the students, and I do work with quite a few students,
Yeah.
has been one of my fortes and something I really enjoy doing. So I do work with some design students, web students, and I even have a student now doing some social media for
Oh,
the
look at the hard
division
hats.
as well. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Right? The construction hats.
Love it. Yeah.
Boy, he has a nice head of hair, doesn't he?
Yeah. Well, I think we are moving into the ceremony now, so
We ask
We'll
that
turn
you
our
observe
attention
a few
there.
simple courtesies. First, please do not obstruct the aisles to take photographs or congratulate the graduates. A professional photographer will be taking pictures of the graduates. Second, please follow the directions of the commencement marshals and ushers. And third, please do not leave until the alma mater has been sung at the conclusion of the ceremony. At the conclusion of the ceremony, the audience is asked to remain seated for the recessional while the platform participants, faculty, staff, and new graduates recess. Once the graduates have recessed, you may join them for a reception in the large tent at the west portion of the quad. Finally, in honor of our candidates, please silence your cell phones. Thank you. Please join us in welcoming the faculty of Bowling Green State University. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the President's Party, members of the Board of Trustees, Provost and Senior Vice President, Deans of the colleges, members of the President's Cabinet, our commencement speaker, and the 12th President of Bowling Green State University, Dr. Rodney Rogers.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Dwayne Grimler, and I have the honor of serving as the University Marshal for today's ceremony. Please remain standing and join in singing the national anthem under the leadership of Hannah Stroth, an alumna of the College of Musical Arts. Gentlemen, please remove your hats. Thank you, Ms. Stroth. Please be seated. Graduates, parents, families, spouses, partners, and friends, I have the honor, on behalf of the faculty, to welcome you to Bowling Green State University's 292nd commencement ceremony. This occasion offers an opportunity to come together as a community of learners to both celebrate and reflect upon our graduates' many academic accomplishments. For each graduate, and for all of us, this is a significant day. It is now my great pleasure to present the President of Bowling Green State University, Dr. Rodney Rogers.
Thank you, Dr. Gremler. Good morning, students, families, and friends of Bowling Green State University. This weekend, we celebrate a very momentous occasion in the lives of 942 graduates. It is my privilege to begin today's address by recognizing those who provide the leadership at Bowling Green State University. First, let me introduce the platform party. As I announce the names, please stand and remain standing, and I ask you to hold your applause until the end. Members of our Board of Trustees: Daniel Keller, Chair; Marilyn Isley; Adam Smeedy, Graduate Student Trustee; Senator Randy Gardner, today's commencement speaker; John Fisher, Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs; Thomas Gibson, Vice President for Student Affairs and Vice Provost; Margaret Zoller Booth, Dean of the Graduate College; Raymond Craig, Dean, College of Arts and Science; Ray Braun, Dean, College of Business; Dawn Chanu, Dean, College of Education and Human Development; James Ciesla, Dean, College of Health and Human Services; William Mathis, Dean, College of Musical Arts; Jenny Gallimore, Dean, College of Technology, Architecture and Applied Engineering; Andrew Kurtz, Dean, BGSU Firelands; Sarah Bushong, Dean, University Libraries, and Linda Lewandowski, Dean, University of Toledo College of Nursing. Let's give these folks a round of applause. Great universities are comprised of great faculty and mentors. They are at the heart of our academic mission. Their teaching skills, research, expertise, and involvement in our students' education are the hallmarks of a BG experience. We are proud of their contributions to create and support the BG learning community and appreciate that they actively engage students in valuable learning experiences, mentor them as professionals, and advise them in academic and career pursuits. Faculty members, please rise and be recognized. Thank you. As we begin today's ceremony, I want to share a few statistics and facts about the August 2018 graduating class. So I'm pleased to report that our graduates and their classmates spent a great deal of time studying and doing research at the library. Over the past 4 years, nearly 1.5 million books or ebooks were checked out or renewed. And our librarians report to me that they have answered 55,321 questions. It's pretty precise. You know, now studying takes fuel, right? And BGSU Dining tells me that our graduates ate a lot. Over the last 4 years, for example, the Oaks Dining Center alone served more than 1.6 million meals, and our students consumed nearly 200,000 pizzas. And since it opened last summer, Steak and Shake sold more than 135,000 hamburgers. I might add that over 2 million hours were also spent in the rec center. Correlation or causation? I'm not sure. But you know, we're celebrating the accomplishments of a great group of graduates this weekend. And as a public university, we embrace our role in serving the public interest and creating public good. And we do this by preparing our students to be leaders and to be engaged citizens. There are 942 candidates, 42 will be presented associate degrees, 548 will be presented bachelor's degrees, 315 master's degrees, and 33 doctoral degrees. The value of a Bowling Green degree you're about to receive has never been higher. We continue to be ranked as a Tier 1 national university by U.S. News and World Report. The Economist ranks Bowling Green first among public universities in Ohio for boosting graduates' earnings 10 years after graduation. And Business Insider ranks Bowling Green #1 among all universities in the state of Ohio for quality and value. At Bowling Green, we say that our students have the opportunity to belong, to stand out, and to go far. And you know, that is much more than just words. It clearly is our promise. And this graduating class embodies that promise. 16% of our graduates are students of color. 60% are women. There are 72 international students representing 18 countries. We have an 18-year-old receiving an associate's degree, a 19-year-old receiving a bachelor's degree. We also have a 53-year-old receiving an associate's degree, a 67-year-old receiving a bachelor's degree, and a 65-year-old receiving their master's. And 85 of our undergraduates have earned honors based upon their grade point average. As you can see, our graduates include both the young and the young at heart. You are ethnically diverse. You come from small towns, suburbs, big cities. You are from different parts of Ohio, the United States, and from all over the world. Some of you have completed your degree online. And I know for some of you, this is your first time on our campus and you're meeting your colleagues and classmates in person for the first time. However, all of you have one thing in common. You all have found the university where you could belong. You found your place at Bowling Green, in the classroom or laboratory, in our residence halls, clubs, organizations, Greek life, or on our athletic fields. You made Bowling Green your community and your home. And graduate students, you have found your place in Bowling Green community as well. You've worked with faculty and mentors, conducted research, and taught and guided our undergraduate students. You have contributed greatly to the success of our learning community. All of you are fortunate to be at Bowling Green during a very exciting time as we continue the largest building and renovation program in Bowling Green history. You had the opportunity to experience the most advanced collegiate media facility right over here in the Colleen Center. We introduced a new Greek village, the Falcon Health Center, the renovated Recreation Center, University Hall that's right behind me, and our innovative integrated science teaching labs in Mosley Hall. And most importantly, our active learning classrooms. In fact, Bowling Green has more active learning classrooms than almost any university in the country. And you will be proud to see that we are not stopping here. Future Falcons will experience the new College of Business building, the Robert W. and Patricia A. Maurer Center, and a completely renovated technology building to support our new programs in robotics and advanced manufacturing. All of this is to ensure we have a strong learning community, a place where you can belong. You know, that you're sitting here today illustrates that you have thrived at Bowling Green. You have followed your passion and stood out. You have embraced the unique BG learning experience, developing leadership skills on your journey. You have a valuable, high-quality education that will frame your thinking for years to come. The respect that you have demonstrated for the ideas and values of others while you have achieved your degree will be with you the rest of your life. And as a Falcon, we hope you have learned to think beyond the discoveries made by others, that you have empowered your imagination to shape your future, to pursue new levels of excellence. You certainly have the knowledge and tools to change the world. In recognition of these many accomplishments, I will now ask a number of students to stand and be recognized. Many of you have grown through co-curricular involvement and leadership on campus and beyond Bowling Green. If you have taken part in an opportunity that has provided you with leadership education, including, but not limited to, student organizations, academic honoraries, advisory boards, athletics, residence education, student government, assistantships, study abroad, or other types of experiential learning, would you please stand and be recognized? It is also important to recognize the service you have provided to others. Bowling Green is a national leader for the involvement of our students in service projects and programs. Those experiences complement your classroom learning. I now invite all students who have participated in some type of community service and/or civic engagement while at Bowling Green to please stand and be recognized. And finally, I would also like to recognize the heroic service of our United States veterans and active members of the armed forces who are graduating today. Would you please stand and be recognized? Thank you for your service. You know, this morning's ceremony signifies a new chapter in your lives. I have no doubt that you will go far. But I encourage you to make a difference. Tackle real-world and messy challenges while building clarity around your personal purpose. Communicate, work, and learn from diverse peers, trying to synthesize solutions to these complex problems. Empower others and yourself to unleash your creativity and take calculated risks. But make sure you have fun and never, ever stop learning. I want to thank you for choosing Bowling Green State University and for your time here with us. You know, I'm reminded of a quote from Bowling Green's fourth president, Dr. Ralph McDonald, that's inscribed actually on the stonework of our Bowen Thompson Student Union. We are linked to this institution by invisible bonds that do not wither or dissolve. So we are linked to this institution by invisible bonds that do not wither or dissolve. Bowling Green will always be one of your homes, and you will forever be welcome here as a part of the Falcon family. I ask you to stay engaged with both your classmates and the university you have enriched. A university that is better because you chose to be here. You see, your success is our success, but our success is your success. We are forever linked to this institution. On behalf of our faculty and the entire Bowling Green family, I am honored and privileged to congratulate you. Go far, make us proud. I, Ziggy Zumba. I now invite our Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. John Fisher, to introduce today's commencement speaker. Dr. Fisher.
Thank you, President Rogers. Public servant, community advocate, government leader. Today's speaker, Senator Randy Gardner, is a two-time BGSU alumnus, earning a Bachelor of Science in Education in 1981 and a master's degree in political science in 1987. Randy is currently the Ohio Senate Majority Leader and has served Northwest Ohio in the General Assembly for more than 30 years. Throughout his tenure, he has maintained a 100% voting record on bills, amendments, and resolutions, more than 10,300 consecutive votes since 1985. A former high school history and government teacher, Senator Gardner is a fierce advocate for public education and has dedicated his life to public service. He and his wife, Sandy, are active citizens of Bowling Green, and their support of BGSU's mission is second to none. Public servant, community advocate, government leader, most importantly, a Falcon. Please join me in welcoming Randy Gardner back to his alma mater.
Thank you very much, Dr. Fisher. Very kind of you. And President Rogers and Chairman Keller and other members of the Board of Trustees, to the platform guests, the faculty, the families, and especially to you, the 2018 summer graduating class here at Bowling Green State University. It is a tremendous honor to be the keynote speaker today, to be here in front of University Hall on this stunning campus. I want the administration and the board to know that I believe they made tremendous decisions in preserving and protecting these traditional buildings. They not only have protected our heritage and our history, but inside we have modernized learning centers for our students. Another thing I want to say right from the beginning, and I know there are some in this audience who may be thinking that we've got this politician, senator as our speaker. This could be a long one. But I want you to know I have been given strict instructions. You might even wonder why I've been chosen to be the speaker today. And I got to thinking about it, and I thought maybe two things. Number one, the laws in the state of Ohio don't even allow the university to pay me an honorarium to speak. And second, I live less than 3 miles from campus, so they can't even offer me reimbursement gas money. I don't know if that was the reason, President Rogers, but I'm still glad to be here. And I don't know if my message to you today is going to resonate or not, and that's okay. But I do know that sometimes I'm able to connect with my audience. Last September, I was speaking to a group of 5th graders at the Wood County Public Library on Constitution Day. I asked some of those 5th graders some questions, and before we started the Jeopardy game that we were to play, I asked them some questions, and the first question I asked was, who do you think my boss is? And a little girl in the front row raised her hand and said, it must be the President of the United States. And I said, no, not the President. And another boy said, it's probably the Governor. And I said, not the Governor. I told them that if they lived in Bowling Green and Wood County or 4 other counties in northern Ohio, that it was my job to listen to them, to speak with them, and do my best to represent them. So I said, you're my boss. And these 5th graders were so excited to hear that. Now, you never know if you get through to 5th graders, or sometimes legislators, but I received this thank you card just 3 days after my being with those students. It says, Dear Senator Gardner, thank you for having us for Constitution Day. I loved the Jeopardy game we played. It was fun. I also loved the book you gave us, Your Boss, Savannah. It's legit. The lesson here really is that everyone matters. From the president of the university to the CEO to the 5th grader to the maintenance crew and grounds crew that just did a fabulous job of preparing us for today's graduation. Everyone deserves that respect. But sometimes at commencement ceremonies, people talk about achievement and success, and so I'll mention it. In fact, I tried to, for this presentation, Google quotations and former speeches to find some appropriate quotes for the occasion. And ironically, I came across this one that I Googled from a commencement address at the College of William and Mary just 7 years ago. The speaker said, you can Google for an answer. You can Google a mate. You can Google for a career. But you cannot Google to find out what's in your heart. The speaker's message was to make sure that graduates didn't strive to be a success as someone else might define it, but what they believed they wanted in their own life and in their own heart. It was Albert Einstein who said, strive not to be a success, but rather to be of value. And as President Rogers, who took only one statistic that I was going to use in my remarks, said just a little bit ago, the diploma you've earned at BGSU, we have specific evidence that that diploma will be of economic value. The Economist magazine rates BGSU #1 in Ohio of all universities in what they call return on education. It's a form of return on investment for your time spent here. And so that's very good news. I believe it is the mission of public universities to reach out and be of value to its students. But I also believe that public universities must be relevant in the communities where they have a physical presence and to society as a whole. And I would say that BGSU, again under the leadership of its presidents and of the Board of Trustees, has gained in this relevance. The value has gone even higher in recent years. Just this year in the capital appropriations budget, BGSU formed a partnership with the Wood County Senior Center. $1.6 million has been provided in state funds to help build a new senior center that will also house BGSU's Optimal Aging Institute. This will be one of the most innovative programs in all of Ohio. The budget also included more support for the BGSU BCI Crime Lab as Bowling Green becomes a national leader in forensic science. And between BGSU Firelands and the BGSU Firelands Regional Medical Center, funding was provided for a nursing program that seeks to treat drug-addicted babies and to fight infant mortality. So not only will your BGSU degree be of value to you, this university is becoming of even greater value to others. Now, more than anything else, today is about you. You can't know for sure, though, what lies ahead, despite your success here today. And some people, no doubt, predict that today's graduates will not be up to the challenges of this chaotic world. Some believe our best days are past us. But I am reminded of people, smart, successful people, who have been terribly wrong when they have attempted to predict the future. And here are a few of my favorites. Television won't last long because people will soon get tired of staring at a plywood box every night. That was said by a movie producer with 20th Century Fox in 1946. From the president of the Michigan Savings Bank advising Henry Ford's lawyer not to invest in the Ford Motor Company in 1903, the horse is here to stay, but the automobile is only a novelty, a fad. And this one, especially important in this week with the $1 trillion company. David Pogue, tech writer for New York Times, said in September of 2006, "Everyone's asking me when Apple will come out with a cell phone. My answer is probably never." 4 months later, Steve Jobs announced the iPhone, and today there are nearly 1 billion Apple iPhones in the world today, an average of 554 sold every minute. That's 9 phones sold every second of every day in the world. While the graduates of today will no doubt go on to be successful teachers, lawyers, doctors, nurses, psychologists, and dozens of other professions, I think Barbara Bush, in her address to Wellesley College in 1990 at their graduation, said, "You are a human being first, and those human connections with spouses, with children, with friends, are the most important investments you will ever make." I believe that if you carry the spirit of Barbara Bush's words, you will have real meaning in your life, and you will certainly be of value to others. So today, no question, we should celebrate that you are a success. You have achieved something meaningful. You are graduating from one of the best universities in the Midwest. But most of all today, you are human beings with boundless potential to be of value to others. I'm so excited for you and for your future as you embark on the rest of your life, a life of value. Thank you, and go Falcons.
Thank you, Senator Gardner, for your inspirational remarks and the wisdom you've provided our students. You know, as a graduate of BGSU, we are very, very proud of your service to the citizens of the state of Ohio and your leadership in the state capitol. So I now invite Provost Fisher to present our students as candidates for degrees to be granted today. Provost Fisher.
Thank you, President Rogers. It is now time for the recommendation of candidates for degrees. I call upon Dean of the Graduate College, Margaret Zoller Booth, to present the doctoral and master's candidates. She will help each candidate's major professor or advisor to bestow doctoral hoods upon the candidates for the Doctor of Education and Doctor of Philosophy degrees.
Thank you, Provost Fisher. President Rogers and members of the Board of Trustees, I am pleased to present the doctoral candidates. Will the marshals please escort to the platform the candidates for the doctoral degrees? Each candidate will be escorted by a faculty mentor or advisor and will be invested with a hood that is symbolic of the highest of academic degrees.
I think Tom's going to collect, and then I'll read, and Chet A. Hessen, hooded by Dr. Chris Willis. Joseph Thomas Helsley, hooded by Dr. Chris Willis. Alvin Igwebiki, hooded by Dr. Pat Pulkin. Abhijit Ramesh Shirsat, hooded by Dr. Judith Jackson May. Layal Abadi, hooded by Dr. Annette Mahoney. Haifa Habids Al-Mutari, hooded by Drs. Jill Zielstra-Rayals. Lula Al-Naji, hooded by Dr. Hanfang Chen. Diman Chattopadhyay, hooded by Dr. Louisa Ha. Chujia Zhang, hooded by Dr. Louisa Ha. Marshall Neil Fetro, hooded by Dr. Kei Namaguchi. David Vincent Gasecki, hooded by Dr. Jeffrey Miner. Anna Marie Hammersmith, hooded by Dr. Ai-Fen Lin. Kristen Alyssa Horan, hooded by Dr. Steve Jex. Shinsin Jiang, hooded by Dr. Al Gonzalez. Rachel Hope Kapler, hooded by Dr. Karen Root. Justin J. McGraw, hooded by Dr. Mike Zikar. Haley Min, hooded by Dr. Mike Zakar. Joshua Michael Ricker, hooded by Dr. Mike Zakar. Tatiana Rodriguez Klein, hooded by Dr. Mike Zakar. Leanne Debbie Ortiz, hooded by Dr. D.L. Stewart and Dr. Christina Lunsford. Barbara Frances Prince, hooded by Dr. Kara Joyner. Joseph William Robertshaw, hooded by Dr. Sue Carter-Wood. Achut Prasad Silwal, hooded by Dr. Peter Liu. Stacy Sim, hooded by Dr. Margaret Brooks. And this concludes the recognition of the doctoral candidates.
On behalf of the faculty of the Graduate College, I now present the master's candidates and recommend them for the degrees as listed in the printed program.
Presenting candidates for master's degrees from the College of Arts and Sciences. Andrew Michael Hall. Asanja Ramanayaka. Alexis Steiner. Robert Bruce Cunningham. Amanda Mae Sweeney. Tony E. Schoolnover. Benjamin Ellis Katz. Jason Isoy Magaruruch. Mohammed Amin Sadek. Rebecca Bernal. Alyssa Emily Capella. Robert Barnett. Tajazvi Apala. Navina Chandraja Basati. Chandu Nandina. Abdul R. Al-Reamer. Patrick E. Castow. Erica Lynn Forstater. Tianyi Zhang. Akinkumle Akinola. Daniel Felba. Johansson Burley. And this concludes the recognition of, presenting candidates for master's degrees from the College of Business. Rosa Camano. Lee Scott Burrows. Devney Ayers. Kevin R. Noon. Catherine Barker O'Neill. Alexander Michael Pilcher. Samuel George Knott. Nasser Jalad. Danielle Catherine Sendy. Stephanie Marie Ray. Brian Charles Hahn. Thomas Wayne Kleinfelter, Jr. Rachel Marie Getz. Catherine Elizabeth White. Chris Wagler. Kelly Elizabeth Kilpatrick. Matthew Robert Cox. Jacob Jordan Ambergi. Courtney Wagner. Julia Ellen Turk. Brian G. Stevenson. Andrea Lynn Simmons. Jamie A. Solomon. Carlene N. Saxon. Rachel Elizabeth Reinhard. Jamie Martin Brito. Fahima Ayana Hughes. Kevin Francis Burgett. Essa Abdullah H. Al Omran. David Ryan Kellermeyer. William Carroll Dussault. Zachary Daniel Driver. Scott Malachi Kosakowski. Mr. Kosakowski's diploma will be presented by his mother, Mrs. Susan Kosakowski, Manager of Student Recruitment for the College of Business. Katie N. Austin. Jordan Lake. Timothy Patrick O'Haran. Omari Reed Matthews. Natalie Schneider. James R. Jacobs. Brian Michael Pack. Olivier Ernst. William Chen. Jessica Corey Mecklenburg. Taylor N. Rittenhouse. Lindsay Lee Clem. Casey Ann Babb. Rooney Joe. Jin Wen. Adedone David Anagurawa. Sharia Flournoy. Seyantan Roy. Jarrell Jose Soto. Jeanette Marie Lopp. Anea Shelgu. Julio Harunai. Ugo Piazentin. Brett Matthew Rosebrock. Ashley Gavriel Weiss. Now presenting candidates for master's degrees from the College of Education and Human Development. Christine Renee Binkley. Catherine Letha Brodzilla. Gabrielle Marlene Clark. Matthew Tyler Docherty. Bridget Marie Ely. Bridget Janine Ferguson. Jody L. Flynn. Carrie Ann Giles. Katie L. Greenwald. Catherine Ann Lemley. Jennifer Ellen Lieber. Catherine Carol Maguki. Natasha McGraw. Hannah Noel Morris. Jessie Nicole Myers. Brittany Ray Rudikowski. Cordy Mae Stone. Morgan G. Wegman. Mackenzie A. Wenner. Drew Timothy Small. Morgan Nicole Grover. Catherine Diane Nagel. Diana Buchet Kitiabi. Uluwafsia Yo Ella Mauballer. Okay. Corey Ann Reiser. Amanda Marie Minicello. Lindsay E. Heckman. Danielle Marie Cutan. Kimberly Marie Zahn. Jill S. Proudfoot. Brittany K. Labrun. Amanda Stella O'Day. Joshua Lamar Johnson. Trisha Janelle Ity. Dinah Rose Rice. Kelsey E. Craig. Allison Lynn Pinkelman. Leslie Ann Baulick. Holly Elise Sattler. Katie Jean Schussler. Julia Jo Porcella. Davis C. Gerber. Mr. Gerber's diploma will be presented by his mother, Mrs. Linda Gerber, staff member with the College of Education and Human Development. Alyssa F. Lustgarten. Allison Nicole Grillo. Rachel A. Wimkin, whose diploma will be presented by Dr. Gabrielle Matthey. And now presenting candidates for master's degrees from the College of Health and Human Services. Katie Dunn. Madeline Lee Marie Fisher. Allison E. Carr. Whitney Lena Jaby. Jared James Endalsek. James Tilden Fletcher, Jr. Thomas Alex Piles. Elizabeth Anna Zartman. Angie Bradford. Kimberly Alyssa Bolton Hero. Alexandra Nicole Felty. Benjamin Jacob Brossi. Humoyun Ermatu. Megan Taylor Soltis. And now presenting candidates for master's degrees from the College of Musical Arts. Piyapan Ushawakamja Nakit. Jana Margaret Garbeck. Brad Farthnars. Marissa Lewis. And now presenting candidates for master's degrees from the College of Technology, Architecture, and Applied Engineering. Karthik Mudiganda. Bhagyeshri Nakade. Vipul Balina. Sri Chaitanya Kadavakul. Shanmuksai Naraputsi. Manaj Manavanalan. Venkata Rakesh Akurathi. Namruthu Gadapudi. Krishna Muhasha Chowdhury Salaki. Ravi Shankar Teja Bhutala. And this concludes the recognition of the master's candidates.
Thank you, Dean Booth. Before I call upon our deans to present our undergraduate candidates, I would like to recognize those students who have excelled in their academic endeavors and are graduating with academic distinction and honors. This is indeed a great achievement for these graduates and their families. Bowling Green State University congratulates you for your commitment and for your success. And so I recognize the following students. There are 85 students receiving degrees with Latin honors this commencement at Bowling Green. To graduate cum laude, a student must have a cumulative grade point average of at least 3.5. With those graduating with the distinction of cum laude, please stand and be recognized. Thank you. To graduate magna cum laude, a student must have a grade point average of 3.75. With those graduating with the distinction of magna cum laude, please stand and be recognized. Thank you. And finally, to graduate with the distinction summa cum laude requires a 3.9 grade point average. With those graduating with the distinction of summa cum laude, please stand and be recognized. Thank you and congratulations. Bowling Green is proud to recognize graduates who complete their entire collegiate academic experience with a perfect 4.0 grade point average. These students graduate with the distinction of the President's Award and wear a special medallion in recognition of this honor. With those graduating with the distinction of the President's Award, please stand and be recognized. Thank you and congratulations. In addition, I am pleased to recognize the work of our students who have been honored through Phi Beta Kappa and our Honors College. Phi Beta Kappa is one of the world's leading academic honor societies. Only about 10% of higher education institutions in the world have Phi Beta Kappa chapters, and BGSU is proud to be one such institution. Students earning honors degrees today have completed designated coursework and an honors project, which includes independent research. These students must maintain a 3.5 grade point average or higher in all of their coursework. They are wearing the honors medallion, a symbol of their academic success. With those graduating with the Phi Beta Kappa distinction or honors college candidates, please stand and be recognized. Thank you and congratulations. And now I call upon Dean Raymond Craig to present the candidates for baccalaureate degrees from the College of Arts and Sciences.
Thank you, Provost Fisher. Marshals, will you please direct the candidates to the platform? President Rogers and members of the Board of Trustees, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Arts and Sciences, I am pleased and honored to present these candidates for their degrees.
Adam W. Zontal. Jessica L. McEwen. Benjamin Gilbert Timmons. Austin Mitchell Kaminsky, magna cum laude. Alex Charles Dugas. Brittany Sue Norville. Amy E. Conley, cum laude. Andrea K. Slora. Bobby Jo Ellen Myers. Jewel C. White, magna cum laude. Joseph Sterling Baldwin. Tyler Magnus Cox. Leandrew Wayne McGuire. Thomas Sawyer Bruner. Henry Ramsey Matthews. Yifan He. Andrew David Crow. Avery Joseph Shore. Sarah Mary Drumer, cum laude. Kennedy C. Burston. Riley Elaine Cotterman. Elijah Juan Jamal Brown. Corey D. Young. Jontez A. Bates. Hannah Carrielle Strayer. Rachel Marie Boot. Radha Pili. Emily Page Collins. Emily Nicole Hammer. Drake A. Beitel. Zachary Hall Nelson. Meryl Lauren Becker. Jordan Marie Hector. Stephen James Clemma. Madison Page Korak. Kara Jean Crocker. Shalia A. Williams. Lydia Eileen Emch. Jacob Carl Tanner. Alicia Nicole Ashford, cum laude. Diamond Ozare Hurt. Nicholas Andrew Miller. Leon Grace Jr. Aisha Rastogi. Fardeen Rafiq. Yuntao Lee. Matthew Joseph Gordon. Kevin William Trumbull, cum laude. Jonathan Owen Buki. James Williams Veda, cum laude. McLean Andrew Nugent. Jacqueline Dunay Bowen. Madeline Patricia Norton. Mark Allen Cohn, cum laude. Haley Donlin Roof. Brittany Danielle Carter Stewart. Bria Jontel Johnson. Jeffrey Uja. Matthew Thomas Hannigan. Daniel L. Ivy. Daniel L. Ivy. Matthew Thomas Coor, cum laude. Alexis Renee Woody. And this concludes the recognition of the bachelor's candidates for the College of Arts and Sciences.
Thank you, Dean Craig. I call upon Dean Ray Braun to present the candidates for baccalaureate degrees from the College of Business.
Thank you, Provost Fisher, President Rogers, and members of the Board of Trustees. On behalf of the faculty of the College of Business, I am pleased and honored to present these candidates and recommend them for degrees.
Abigail F. Gibson. Kelsey Marie Permar. Esther Moon. Mary Elizabeth Dakin, cum laude. Abigail Frances Paskvan. Zachary Dale Hendricks, cum laude. Mr. Hendricks' diploma will be presented by his mother, Mrs. Deborah Hendricks, Academic Advisor for the College of Health and Human Services. Stephen W. Kramer. Shantae Renee Graham. Sana A. Sharper. Ms. Sharper's diploma will be presented by her mother, Miss Cynthia Snodgrass, Associate Director for the BGSU Career Center. Mason Daniel Setta, magna cum laude. Patricia M. Yates. Brian R. Feeney. Lee Wayne Klinger. David J. Diepenbrook. Logan Wilson Guys. Kevin A. Pearlstein. Jonathan James Connert. Joshua Lee Nadeau. Drake Gable. Alexander Scott Hollinger. Amanda Michelle Pack. Catlin Louise Spencer. Zuhair A. Chaudhry. Yazid Mania Al-Kakalawi. Caitlin Iris Flick. Bethany J. Emmerich. Mark A. Richards, summa cum laude. Kristen E. Pierce. Marcus Lee Bates. And this concludes the recognition of the bachelor's candidates for the College of Business.
Thank you, Dean Braun. I call upon Dean Dawn Chanu to present the candidates for baccalaureate degrees from the College of Education and Human Development.
Thank you, Provost Fisher. President Rogers and members of the Board of Trustees, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Education and Human Development, I am pleased and honored to present these candidates and recommend them for degrees.
Savannah Bell Mascuda. Carrie Elizabeth Reynolds, cum laude. Ted Robert Rydquist. Justin A. Murphy. Timothy Richard Muchler, cum laude. Megan Elise Sheena. Jamie E. Armstrong. Kelsey Nicole Wallish. Emma Faith Sandifer. Regan Steffes. Marcella Janae Young-Waite. Emily Sophia Perkins, cum laude. Kelly Lynn Gunn. Hannah E. Weber. Vanity Charnel Kinney. Caitlin Jane Stenerson, cum laude. Courtney Diane Wendell. Stephanie Nadine Shaw. Shelby Lynn Antonassi. Abigail Ann Seaman. Brennan David Johnson. Ryan Douglas Paul. Juliana Nicole Constantino. Brock A. Corsi. Matthew L. Fleischer. Jason Edward Richter, cum laude. Zoe X. Gonzalez. Anthony Lodovico Murer. Casey M. Twining. Catherine Elizabeth Caulfield. Noah Charles Gardiner. David Michael Yunker. Brandon James Ishmael. Justin Michael Newcomb. Kayla Jean Demuth. Lauren Catherine Richter. Briasia Marche Luvila Moorer. Cum laude. Matthew James Nemec, cum laude. Jonathan T. Ilcisco. Aaron Joseph Dulay. Marissa M. Gallo. Greta Marie Brubaker, magna cum laude. Emily Bucher, cum laude. Ivana Lynette Esser Whidden. Catherine Elizabeth Field, cum laude. Marissa Maya Avery. Erin M. Lorton. Bridget Elise Warda. Virginia Page Witzel. Makia Dunham. B.J. Simone Marie Frey. Second Lieutenant Kendall Preston Kuhn, magna cum laude. Denzel Norvell. Keela Michelle Hall. D. Shaquille Elizabeth Loren Edge. Tyson David Schnitke. Zachary D. Kendall. Raven Rachel Payne. Kyle Scott Frazier. Anthony Michael Manfreda. Miranda Ann Romano. Lauren Elaine Whaley. Rachel Ellen Warner. This concludes the recognition of the bachelor's candidates for the College of Education and Human Development.
Thank you, Dean Chanu. I call upon Dean James Ciesla to present the candidates for baccalaureate degrees from the College of Health and Human Services.
Thank you, Provost Fisher, President Rogers, and members of the Board of Trustees. On behalf of the faculty of the College of Health and Human Services, I am pleased and honored to present these candidates and recommend them for degrees.
Delaney Provencher. Lauren Whaley and must be the last two cards. Lauren Elaine Whaley. Rachel Aaron Warner. Ahmed Habib Al-Musaid. Yes, she was the first one I read. Chelsea Marie McLareth. Markia Brianne Boone. Esperanza Rios. Bailey Shea Valerius. Alea Jones. Hope Callie Dotson. Sydney Jean Kramer, magna cum laude. Anna Catherine Moses. Okay. Miranda J. Cottle. Noelle May Holbrook. Kelsey Nicole Talkington. Jenna Elise Chesser.
I'm sorry, what's that? Go ahead. Sydney Jean Kramer.
Yes, where is she?
I'm her,
Okay.
and I did not.
You were not
Someone
announced.
else got my.
Write your name down.
Which college
Just write your name down.
Health and Human Services.
Just write your name down on something here.
Get you in.
I just didn't want to.
We'll have you just have to cross.
Jada Franklin. Cameron Scott Day. Caitlin M. Zagulis. Grace Ann Cleary, magna cum laude. Alexandra Renee Weber, cum laude. Miranda Brianne Kolker, cum laude. Aaliyah Janelle Carey. Caitlin Marie Stankiewicz, cum laude. Sabrina Weibel. Megan Jean Neville, cum laude. Kayla Marie Dose. Samantha K. Triano. Priscilla Olivia Perez. Heather Marie Balmer, cum laude. Brenda Lee Adams Bubb. Eric James Robertson. Jessica Elaine Klein. Courtney Christine von Sossen, cum laude. Erica L. Nicholson. Jacqueline Lee Bear, summa cum laude. Kara Bauman Bookman. Christina N. Navarre. Brittany Suzanne Wilson, cum laude. Allison Moran O'Donnell. Haley Angelin Jenkins. Morgan Ashley Miller. Montrell T. Moss. Caitlin Nicole Pullman, cum laude. Deandra Chantal Grant. Sierra Dawn Sandman. Kristen Irene Knuckles. Kayla Heather Madsen, cum laude. Tasha Christine Purcell. Savannah Christine Roth. Casey Mackenzie Kusan. Morgan Bree Wellborn, magna cum laude. Andonia Elizabeth Locke. Stephanie Lynn DeHaan. Ms. DeHaan's diploma will be presented by her uncle, Mr. Mike Wilcox, former chair of the BGSU Board of Trustees. Callie Marie Stahl, cum laude. Kennedy Ashlyn Graham. Laura Michelle Dura. Ryan Nicholas Kausch. Sydney Jean Kramer, magna cum laude. Logan Alexander Bobbitt. Chloe Rochelle Shelton, cum laude. Alyssa Mary Pretulski. Kylie Ann Carroll. Heaven Kane, cum laude. Samantha Lynn Lewis. Elizabeth Grace Chesbro, summa cum laude, University Honors. Brooke Elizabeth Ruenkamp, magna cum laude. Caitlin Nicole Gill. Tanny Jane Hicks. My precious love Threats Fairley. Jessica Ray Long. Carolyn E. Guzman, summa cum laude. Morgan Vaughn. Alexandria White. Elizabeth Ann Iverson. Miranda A. Land, magna cum laude. Howard Paul Matthew Hatfield. Jacob Matthew Meyer. Kristen Swainpool, summa cum laude. Nicholas Douglas Godey, cum laude. James Clayton Pelfrey, cum laude. Brandon Peter Ponsack. Sean G. Stallworth. This concludes the recognition of the bachelor's candidates for the College of Health and Human Services.
Thank you, Dean Ciesla. I call upon Dean William Mathis to present the candidates for baccalaureate degrees from the College of Musical Arts.
Thank you, Provost Fisher. President Rogers and members of the Board of Trustees, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Musical Arts, I am pleased and honored to present these candidates and recommend them for degrees.
Kelly Mariah Weil. Aaron M. Brody. This concludes the recognition of the bachelor's candidates for the College of Musical Arts.
Thank you, Dean Mathis. I call upon Dean Jenny Gallimore to present the candidates for baccalaureate degrees from the College of Technology, Architecture, and Applied Engineering.
Thank you, Provost Fisher. President Rogers and members of the Board of Trustees, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Technology, Architecture, and Applied Engineering, I am pleased and honored to present these candidates and recommend them for degrees.
Rudolf Ferenc Roznai. Adam Vincent Dietrich, cum laude. Justin Paul Slike, magna cum laude. Sultan Gunyam Al-Gunaim. Muhammad Radi Al-Ghaib. Derek M. Logan. Corey Lee Smith. Patrick McCarthy Nicholson. Cody Allen Jones. Mitchell Peyton Cadole. Scott Anthony Noss. Mason S. Tinney. Mackenzie K. Malcarrick. Austin Joseph Kraft. Gilbert Roland Briones. Molly E. Chasey. Kelsey Nicole Martin. Haley Marie Halterman, summa cum laude. Kelly Jean Brandowie. Sarah K. French. Kristen M. Grom, magna cum laude. Alan Christopher Fenner, cum laude. Dalton David Moore, summa cum laude. Anthony M. Foley. Tyler David Hostetler, cum laude. Matthew Scott Haas. Paul Jude Mosier. William J. Venter. Nathan Michael Schrader, summa cum laude. Amber Lee Blackburn. Danny Frederick Bias II, summa cum laude. China Ray Seeley Perry. Dustin Joseph Barnett. Patrick McIver Kahn. Brian Joseph Zalupski. Jordan Schuyler Clark. Erica Lynn MacArthur. This concludes the recognition of the bachelor's candidates for the College of Technology, Architecture, and Applied Engineering.
Thank you, Dean Gallimore. I call upon Dean Andrew Kurtz to present the candidates for associate's degrees from BGSU Firelands College.
Thank you, Provost Fisher. President Rogers and members of the Board of Trustees, on behalf of the faculty of Firelands College, I am pleased and honored to present these candidates and recommend them for degrees.
Camille Diane Jackson with distinction. John Wesley Glover III. Kimberly K. Greiner. Nicholas Stephen Hensel. Jenna Hush. Leslie Lynn McLeese. Chloe Rose Brubaker with highest distinction. This concludes the recognition of the associates candidates from BGSU Firelands.
Thank you, Dean Kurtz. Will all the degree candidates please rise? Chair Keller. Chair Keller, it is my privilege to present these candidates to you. On behalf of their faculty, advisors, and deans, I hereby recommend that degrees be conferred upon them as indicated in the official program.
On the recommendation of the faculty and by virtue of the authority vested in me as chair of the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon each of you the appropriate degree as listed in the official program, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. Doctoral and master's degree candidates, congratulations. Baccalaureate and associate degree graduates, this is the appropriate moment for the symbolic change of the tassel from the right to the left. Graduates, please be seated. President Rogers will now make final remarks.
Thank you, Chair Keller. So as a fellow alumnus of Bowling Green State University, I say congratulations to the newest alumni of BGSU. Congratulations. And it is my honor to welcome you to a wonderful family of more than 180,000 alums across the nation and across the world. And Bowling Green State University will always be a place where you can belong. You know, we have been putting the spotlight on our graduates, which is quite appropriate, but there is another group that I believe should be honored, and it is my pleasure to do so. So I would ask that the parents, spouses, partners, and children of the graduates to please rise and remain standing. And one more, and anyone else who has assisted any one of these graduates, would you please stand? Okay, please stand. So graduates, these are the individuals that made this possible. Please join me in a robust round of applause for these individuals. Thank you. Now to the graduates. I have two last Bowling Green assignments that I hope you'll complete, okay? You've got your degree, I know, but I've got two more assignments I want to give you. First, so I would like you to pay it forward to the next generation of students by sharing some of your hard-earned wisdom. And so on your way out, you're going to be handed a card. It has a pin of the university seal, and it also has my email address and my text phone number. I hope you'll wear the pin with pride, of course, but I hope you will also email me or text me a piece of advice for the incoming students that will be joining Bowling Green in a few weeks. So please pay it forward with some advice. And secondly, my second request, Bowling Green's mission states that we prepare you for lifelong career growth, lives of engaged citizenship, and leadership in a global society. Earning your degree today places you in a very select group of people. Less than 7% of the world's population has a bachelor's degree or higher. You have earned it, but with your degree comes immense responsibility. Not only have you invested in your education, not only has your family and friends invested in your education, but by attending a public university, the citizens of Ohio and the nation have invested in your education. So here's my second assignment or request. and it is for you to be a leader in your profession, to be an engaged citizen, to get involved and make a difference in your community. You see, we want you to do well, but we also want you to do good. You know, as I look out to this audience, I see that next generation of risk takers, of leaders, of visionaries, of big dreamers. And as Bowling Green State University alumni, you are prepared to address some of the world's most complex problems and challenges. In short, your work will ensure that tomorrow is always a better day. As a graduate of a public university, that is what we do, that is who we are. I cannot wait to see what you accomplish. Good luck. Go Falcons. I now invite you to stand and join us in a long-standing Bowling Green State University tradition. We will close our ceremony with the university's alma mater, led by Ms. Hannah Stroth. The words to the alma mater may be found in the back of your program. Please rise. Hannah.
Audience members, please be seated for the recessional and remain seated while the platform participants, faculty, and graduates recess. Immediately following the recessional, we ask you to join us for a reception in the large tent at the west portion of the quad. Thank you and congratulations to all.
Congratulations to the newest members of the BGSU Alumni Association. Welcome to the Falcon family as alumni.
There you go.
These graduates will join a flock of more than 180,000 living Falcon alumni residing in all 50 states and around the world.
Yeah, you know, no matter where life takes our alumni, you know, they will have so many opportunities to stay connected. And I know that that's a big part of what you do.
Absolutely.
And
working in the alumni office, that's the name of our game.
We were just talking about it, and you get to go out and meet all kinds of alum.
Yeah, absolutely. That's truly the best part of my job, is to be able to travel around the country. No international travel yet, but we're working on it.
There you go.
No, but traveling around the country to meet with our alumni and just hearing how they've been able to really go far in their careers, impact their communities, and just actually listen to them reminisce about the great memories they have back here on campus or at the Firelands campus and how that really shaped their path. It's really rewarding and exciting to kind of be a part of that story. So I look forward to working with these new graduates in the new capacity and their watching their tenure as alumni.
Well, you know, there's chapters of BGSU Alumni Association all across the country,
Yes.
and you know, there's events going on, opportunities to get together and stay in touch, and then of course, homecoming is coming up here,
October 12th through the 14th.
Correct.
So we will see everyone who is out on the lawn right now back for that, I'm sure.
And we also mentioned earlier, but we will be doing the ribbon cutting from our center.
Yes.
So a lot of people might be interested in coming back for that.
Yeah, between the parade that we typically have on Friday night, the Mauer Center ribbon cutting on Saturday morning, and then the plethora of Saturday game day events with kickoff at 3:30, whether it's Tailgate Park, local BGSU food,
5K run,
5K run, whatever it
do.
is. Yeah, there's something for everybody, that's for sure.
Well, we know how, you know, talented our alumni are, and we have, you know, people all over the world, right?
Absolutely.
And they're making headlines, and here's a couple of them that we talk about quite a bit are Dave Waddle.
Dave Waddle,
Scott
Scott Hamilton.
I mean, that's kind of our go-to.
Who are Olympic gold medalists.
Right.
BGSU alumni who are Olympic gold medalists, so it's truly wonderful. So that we can see some of the newest alumni walking out, walking out of the lawn, out of the processional here. And I think to recap the ceremony, as we all heard, it was great to see Dr. Rogers, President Rogers, in his second commencement ceremony. So and then also really wise words of wisdom from Senator Gardner, Randy Gardner, who just really gave some great advice, I think, in his story about the 5th grade girl who let him know that she was his boss.
Yeah, I think that's great. And, you know, I think he was actually entertaining. And, and as we were talking about, he kept it nice, short, sweet, and succinct, which is always important when people are, you know, in the sun.
Sure, in the sun. It is a hot day out here now.
We know some people were melting out there. Like, thankfully, we were in the shade. We kind of got lucked out a little bit.
Absolutely. But to your point, with Scott Hamilton and Dave Waddle, two phenomenal BGSU alumni, and then moving into Jennifer Higdon, an 86 graduate, who's a world-renowned composer, the recipient of a Grammy and Pulitzer Prize, just phenomenal. And we're looking forward here at the alumni office. We're looking forward to welcoming Jennifer back home on campus for to be inducted into the Academy of Distinguished Alumni.
That's right.
Over homecoming weekend.
I knew it was over homecoming weekend. You know, James Pickens Jr. is somebody, of course, that we all kind of have a thing for because he was Dr. Richard Weber in Grey's Anatomy. But he's received 2 NAACP Image Award nominations for his role.
Yeah,
you know,
which is phenomenal.
And talk about a show that's gone on for, seems like,
I don't
even know how
many seasons.
I don't know.
Yeah, and then I know that we talked about how great it is to have a 2004 graduate, Colette Hanna, who is a coordinating producer for Kirk Documentary Group in Boston. She's helped produce more than 25 films for Frontline, a national news documentary series on PBS. 2004 graduate. So she's doing some great things out in the world now.
Interesting connection because, you know, BGSU actually owns WBGU-TV, which is our PBS station here locally, so it's kind of interesting. Don't know that she actually worked there when she was here. I think that was before I was back in town, but interesting connection. And then, of course, we have Anthony Doerr, 1999 graduate, received the 2015 Pulitzer Prize for fiction for his novel, All the Light We Cannot See.
Yeah.
So
tremendous book.
I mean, we could go on and on and on. I mean, as far as how many alum we have and all the great things that they're doing. And I'm excited to see what this group that just walked off,
what they'll
accomplish. Yes.
Yeah, we talk a lot about we're standing on what I call old campus, and I know that's certainly not the case necessarily, but we're in front of the traditions buildings, and so we think about right in front of University Hall. It was up in 1913, and so in campus we were established in 1910. So it truly feels like a really significant place to hold a commencement ceremony. You know,
especially this newly renovated building. It's absolutely beautiful. It just really is. You can't say enough about it.
Exactly, and I know that we've talked about some of the really great traditions from the then and nows that we've seen. We just saw Freddie and Frida Falcon walking around here earlier today, celebrating. So, and a fun fact about them, in 1927, our athletics teams changed our names to the Falcons, and now Freddie Falcon, our mascot that we know and love, and his little sister Frida, they truly are beloved here.
Yes, and a lot of people don't realize that they are brother and sister.
Yeah, they are. And so I work with a lot of our mascot alumni, and I've heard some really interesting stories, as you can imagine. But one fun fact that I did not know was initially Frida was pitched as Freddie's wife, and then that inevitably transitioned to now how we recognize them as big brother, little sister, right?
Right. And
so an interesting history there.
And you know what else is interesting is that we have quite a few married couples that were Freddie and Frida together.
Oh, I know. It's so cool. Or as another point, Sick, another spirit group here that we all know and love. of our secret masked friends who were formed by President Prout in 1946. I work with that group as well, the alumni SICSIC members, and to see how many SICSIC members who are now Falcon Flames, but then also SICSIC and Freddie and Frida alumni who are Falcon Flames.
I know.
So it's something about the spirit groups, I guess.
I
here.
guess, well, you do spend a lot of time together.
Yeah,
I guess
that's a good point.
Would say.
Great. Well, I know that I see people departing, and we want to thank everybody for tuning in and wishing the best of luck to these graduates who are now entering a new chapter in their lives.
And it's time to go, enjoy your families, enjoy the day.
Yeah, beautiful day, and thank you all so much for tuning in.
Thank you.
Thank you.